Hi guys, today we'll be taking a look at another episode of my comedy files. This is the second part, because the first part we did about Last Mine. Yes, we did. Today's going to be about, you may have guessed already by seeing all the bits and bobs in front of me, including, I'm a massive fan of Only Fools and Horses, so I got like Green Grass box set here, and also the Series 1 to 7, which doesn't have Series 8 or 9 on, but I got them on DVD anyway. And also you may be able to see Rockin' Chips in the background. I am a massive fan of this show, and it's no fault with it. It's brilliant, cracking, gets me every time. It's brilliant. It's kind of comedy and then kind of really sad as well. Comedy drama, you'd probably say nowadays, but it's superb, unbelievably superb. You need to watch it. It's so brilliant. That is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. No faulting it at all. It gets everywhere. It's just amazing. Amazing show, amazing thing to watch. And why not? It's brilliant. So now let's get on to the video. As you may be able to see, this is all my Only Fools and Horses collection, bits and bobs, all the sort of stuff I have. But yeah, so that's kind of it really. Well, I better talk you through characters and things and whatnot. I've got my big encyclopedia book here on the show. And also this dubs as a 40th anniversary, because 40th anniversary this year, so yeah, it started in 1981 and it's 2021, so why not? And I've got all my bits and bobs. Talk about Green Grass and Rockin' Chips later, because they're the spin-offs. Not the main fault of this video, but I can do a separate video on them if you want me to. So, Only Fools and Horses is a monumental show. Probably said that loads of times in this video, but it's probably my favourite comedy. It's very close to Last Mine, but possibly my favourite. Let's start off with the main antagonist, or the main character, however you guys want to say it. None other than Derek Trotter. I need to get to the part yet, but the part's in here somewhere. I'll probably pause the video here, and I'll be back with you short. Yeah, so I'm back now. There you see there's Del Boy there, Derek Trotter. May say it backwards on camera, but yeah, who cares. There's some various snaps from Rockin' Chips, you may be able to see there. There's Del Boy, and then obviously Boise, Trigger, and Jumbo Mills. Not a massive character, but yeah, and then school they went to, Dockside Secondary Modern. Derek Trotter. Now, what can we say about Derek Trotter? Derek Trotter is a brilliant character. Great character, probably the bestest character in the show. Apart from Boise, which he is a fantastic character. I'll talk about him later. I actually met him, and Marlene. Yeah, it was brilliant. I'll talk about that later in the video. And there's also some images online of me and Boise, so you can check them out if you want to. Just Google my name. And yeah, Derek Trotter is a great character. A lot of stories told in him, like in series 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. No, from series 1 to 5, he was kind of. He wasn't a yuppie, that sort of became a thing in the 90s. But I prefer the Derek before that. And yeah, kind of changed really. And that was it really. He was still a great character. I love all of his wheeling dealing moments. This is the chandelier episode, falling through the bar, all of those great things. Also when they were in the Harrison Lesser watching, that goes well, and he falls over. I felt that was great as well. Really great. I think like that's amazing. He was a great character. Really great character. A really great character. A solid character all the way throughout the series. He was a great guy. I mean, he was so brilliant. So well. He was so well done. All of these characters that he had been doing for so many odd, years of writing. I mean, he was so great. He was unbelievably... Jon Servant, I could say something about this bloke. The writer who wrote Only Fools and Horses, Jon Servant, he was a great writer. He was unbelievably fantastic. And what he did with all of the characters he made and invented and created, it was like knowing someone, because he really made the characters real, made them real people, if you get that, am I right? But also those realistic comedy. So the comedy wasn't like something you would find like something that obviously seems fake. Like, you get various shows that obviously seem really fake. I can't think of one from the top of my head. But this show, all of the characters in it were really well written, really well described, really well descripted. And I don't know how many times I've said that in the video, but Jon Sullivan, rest in peace, R.I.P. And who knew that your work will still be remembered 40 years on? Brilliant bloke. Now moving on to, obviously, Rodney, who was kind of the second character played by Nicholas Lyndhurst. Did I mention that Del Boy was played by David Jason? And he was brilliant, and yeah, they both have great comic timing. And also David Jason, he was in Open All Hours playing Granville, and I've watched all of those episodes. But if you want me to do a review on that, I can do as well. Put that in the comment section below. This is a love note to Only Fools and Horses. I mean, it's brilliant, and what else can I say? It's none other than the best show ever. Right? Ever. It's probably better than Doctor Who. That's probably going to be, well, not better than Doctor Who, but it's a slice between Only Fools and Horses and Doctor Who. There you go. I can't rate that. I just can't. So, looking at Rodney then, I did mention that, but Rodney is, I could give you a little description of him. Rodney is kind of what you would call, there's always a Rodney, if you know what I mean. A Rodney is a character he appeared in all 64 episodes of the show. He's just kind of one of those characters that you find, he's more controlled by Del. I mean, all of his aspirations as a character, like, Rodney had so much brilliance to him. Like, I mean, he really got it into himself. He knew what to do, if you know what I mean. Like, I mean, Rodney was played by Nicholas Lyndhurst, and he did a fantastic job. And I do a bit of character traits with this. So, Rodney is series 1 and 2, and 3, and a little bit of series 4. He was kind of what you would call, always trying to get jobs, a bit like Nick in my family, but he's nothing like Nick, obviously, much more intelligent. Rodney was the most intelligent person of the family, and he kind of, I don't know how you would explain Rodney as a character. Very happy, but he knew what was going on in real life. And Del just used to muck up his life, and always used to give him bad luck, even though it's just such a shame. I mean, always used to give him all of that, try. And Nicholas Lyndhurst, you're a great guy, and if Nicholas Lyndhurst, if you're watching, you're brilliant. In all of the TV shows I've seen you in, you're fantastic. I think you were great in Only Fools and Horses, you were great in New Tricks, you were also great in Goodnight Sweetheart. So there you go. That's my note to you, because you're a phenomenal actor. Same with David Jason. You're great in all of your comedies, and also in Touch of Frost. I mean, you're just brilliant. All round. That you guys are just brilliant. Both of you. Great comedic timing, and all of that. Now on to my nitpick of Rodney. Rodney, a little bit of a nitpick with Rodney, is him in Series 7. I don't like Rodney in Series 7. No offence, I'm not so keen on Rodney in Series 7. I prefer him in other series, because he's going through all of that breakup with Cassandra that goes on the whole of the series, which kind of does my head in a little bit. Series 7 isn't my favourite, but it's okay. Rodney goes through all of these parts where he's kind of, breaking up with Cassandra, even though they don't. They have a baby. They have 2 babies, but in the end, but it doesn't really matter, because he is still a really great character. He's unbelievably great. I mean, he is just so great. But one of my favourite episodes with him is in Series 6. Now, you may know Series 6. Series 6, Episode 4, The Unlucky Winner is a brilliant episode. You need to check it out. Unlucky Winner is the Unlucky Winner episode is absolutely brilliant. Now I'll show you a picture of Nicholas Lyndhurst. You may be able to see him there. There we go, yeah. Everybody's seeing that. There you go, you see Nicholas Lyndhurst, brilliant actor. Everything about him, he's great. He's perfectly in sync with the role. Everything he did was brilliant, and he went through life living it to the full. There's also a picture of him in there as him as a baby, but just some other actors. Don't really need to see that. But he is a really great actor. His character, the way he perfected it, and also in the last episode where Rodney finds out that Del isn't actually his proper brother. Plot twist if you haven't seen Series 9. I'm sorry if I've ruined that for you. But it was quite obvious from the start that they weren't fully related. There are certain episodes, like in Series 3, where that kind of gets mentioned, but never fully. Not to the extent of the last episode, which hits heartstrings. But they always love each other, so them two characters, that's a summary for Del Boy and Rodney. I mean, they're brilliant, fantastic, all out. Also about them wheeling, dealing, getting good things, and also living on the council estate, Nelson Mandela House, which is brilliant comedy, great done by Jon Servant, who knew about the characters he's writing about, because I believe he knew a bloke called Derek. But it's not based on him, but kind of. He took similarities between him and his friend Derek, so did quite well. Next we'll be talking about Grandad. So you may know Grandad, Leonard Pierce, the actor. I think he's been in other stuff. He was. And also you may, if you're newer to the world and you only know the musical, I don't know who you are, but yeah, if you only know the musical, he's also played by, not Leonard Pierce obviously because he's dead, he's played by, I think I remember him now. He was in the Far Show, forgotten the bloke. Something White House, I think. Something White House, I've forgotten. Something White House. You could put in the comment section below if you know, because I've forgotten. I'm definitely a real fan. Yep. That's what I was just going to say. He's brilliant. Leonard Pierce's acting, the way he talks, and also that great line in Series 1. What's your name, brother? With a cheeseburger. I ate Chinese. Great guy. I always used to quote that with my brother, because he also was a big fan. Half of this is my brother's, half of it is mine. So we kind of love Only Fools and Horses half and half, really. Because he kind of got me into the show, if you know what I mean. He was a mega fan, and so was I, so kind of worked really well. So, yeah. And, yeah, Leonard Pierce's Grandad. Grandad's got those great lines. I think it was in Series 3, I believe, where it was Series 3, the one with the lawnmower engines, where he says, oh, you're starting up your own business, what, you got a Wendy house or something? That was funny. Funny joke. All of that stuff. Yeah, great. I'll show you a picture of Grandad, because you may not know what he looks like. But I suppose if you do know what he looks like, there's no point really. I could just get off one of the DVD covers. I might as well move that for a second. Okay. Series. What's one? Ah, there we go. Series 2, as you can see, maybe there's Grandad, but in this Hawaiian shirt thing. So yeah, oh yeah, that French Foreign Legion episode, that's great as well. Great episode. A great episode in its entirety. All of Only Fools and Horses is great. You just must check it out. I mean, I can't believe if you haven't checked out Leonard Pierce's acting. He's a brilliant actor. And no one really talks about Grandad that much, but he's brilliant. They normally talk about Uncle Albert being the best. But Uncle Albert, I prefer Grandad a little bit more to Uncle Albert. But I suppose that's just me. Yeah, now we're talking about Uncle Albert, obviously. Joined the series in 1985 after the sad death of Leonard Pierce, which is really sad, really sad. Poor bloke. He was only about 70 or something, or maybe 60. He wasn't that old, but still quite sad. None other. That was just sad. I feel sorry for all of those fans in the 80s who had that happen. Wonder what they were going to do. Or did they recast Grandad or not? But then we got introduced to In Strange Relations, Series 4, Episode 2. We got introduced to none other than, let's get the disc out, then Uncle Albert. I don't know if you'll be able to see that well. There he is, Uncle Albert. Uncle Albert is a very kind of character that's all you talk about is war stories and what happened in all of those war stories and things. So, Uncle Albert. I'll try and I can get the book in the picture. There we go. You got Uncle Albert and you got like his naval story on the side there. Yeah. HMS Peerless, and yeah, and also we've also got the Royal Navy. He was part of the merchant thing. Yeah, so he was really he was a good character, no faulting, but I do prefer Grandad a little bit. But shame he only had 3 series really. But I'll be talking about something else that's very unusual later, about an episode that was half made. You may not know much about this, but stay tuned. Later, this is for every Only Fools and Horses fan. Every Only Fools and Horses fan needs to know this. I'll also be talking about a missing episode as well. Bits and bobs later in the video. Keep tuned. And so yeah, what can I say about Uncle Albert really? Joined it in Strange Relations, and obviously Delbo and Ronnie were really sad in that story, because obviously Grandad's death and Del was just laughing and joking, and that's not what they wanted, was it? It was kind of really sad for the whole cast, so they just done the actual official funeral, and then having to do it on screen must have been heartbreaking. Yeah, because I believe them 3 were like really best mates. You may be able to see them. They were all best mates. And then when they introduced his brother, Uncle Albert, well, technically their great uncle, Uncle Albert, and he was brilliant. Captivated the role in everything you could possibly say. That man owes a good thing, because if he didn't play him as well as he did, the show probably would have got axed. Thinking about that, it's just sad. Thinking about that, yeah. Could have got axed, and that's sad. But Uncle Albert did a really good job. I believe his name was Buster Merrifield. My mum actually met him, and he was a very posh guy who'd never done acting before. His first acting job was this, I believe, and it was really good. He was actually a bank manager, I believe. They take anyone. Yeah, but... And apparently when Jon Sullivan saw the picture of him, he said, well, why doesn't he play a naval war hero? And then that all started, didn't it? Because they obviously knew what Jon Servant knew what he was doing with the characters. He was so great about all the characters, knew what they were like, and Uncle Albert Trotter, Albert Gladstone Trotter, was a great character. Now, we're not going to move on to the next character. Oh no. We'll be moving on to the story called Hole in One. The Series 4 classic, Hole in One. Now, Hole in One, you may know this or may not. Hole in One was a story that originally was filmed with Grandad, Leonard Pierce, but until a certain time, we get introduced. This really weird thing is, there may be a clip on YouTube somewhere, I'm not so sure, I haven't really delved into looking on YouTube for this bit. But some weird reason that happened was that they filmed Series 4, the majority of Series 4, the first 3 episodes or something, with Leonard Pierce in it, playing Grandad. I mean, shock. Blooming heck. It must have been crazy. So, Hole in One was the one that actually got almost filmed. As you may be able to see on back, we have the picture from Hole in One there. We got the picture from Hole in One there. But, if we do quick Hole in One there's some information about Hole in One there. But, let me just show you some images quick. I'll just pause this. Hi guys, I'm back. Sorry about that, you're probably expecting images, but it didn't really come that well, because my iPad was just being faulty. But what can you do? We'll talk about that later in the video more. Next we're moving on to Trigger, the Road Sweeper. Trigger was a great character, played by Roger Lloyd-Pack, who was a phenomenal actor. Made known from Vicar of Dibley. I may do a video on that if you want me to. Put a comment section below if you want me to do that. Could probably do a poll if you want me to. That sounds really weird, but yeah, a poll was in. You know what I mean. So I may be able to find a picture of him somewhere. I believe he's on the back of this somewhere, or I'll use my iPad or something like that, or maybe the slip bit. Oh, you may be in luck. I may be able to show you a picture of Trigger. Let's just go on to Googly Google. May take a bit of time, but whilst that, I'll talk about Trigger more. Trigger was the road sweeper from Series 1. He first appeared in Big Brother, and the last appeared in Sleepless in Peckham, which was the last episode. So yeah, the Christmas special of that year. Yeah, and he was really great. And don't know what we would have done without that character, because he was so well done. Just everything about him was great. Unbelievably phenomenal, you may say. Because he was just great. Great character. I'll probably be able to find some images on here that match our description if I can find him very soonly. Probably will do. See what great picture I can find. I'll probably put that on screen in a second. More talks about Trigger. He was... So Trigger was a character who was kind of what you'd expect him to be. He was a road sweeper, and he was just very great, that's all. Very great. So Trigger, we may be able to get a picture. There we go. Maybe able to see him. There you go. You can probably see him. There we go. You got Trigger. Trigger was a great character, phenomenal throughout. Everything he did was so great, and a good character all round. A brilliant character, and yeah. Trigger was a phenomenal actor played by Roger Loipak. They mentioned that. And also, he's got so many great comedic timings. He goes really well with David Jason. They just click instantly, which makes their friendship a believable one. Oh, back to the hole-in-one business, because of all of that stuff. I now have some images to show you. If these images will actually load properly, because some of these images don't really that well. We may not be able to load that well, but if I can find any. I think I found one, actually. We have found one. Here is an image from Hole-in-One when it was filmed with Leonard Pierce. There we go. Maybe able to see that there on screen. Now that has confused all of you fans to it yourself, haven't you? It is confused you now, but it was filmed and I've got proof. And on Google and everything, it's there. Which is very odd because I think I found another picture. We go of that scene where they walk off with. There you go. You may be able to see that there. That you remember that from the end of the episode, don't you? If you ever seen Hole-in-One. Yes, that was really weird. It was filmed twice. So yeah, a bit of a unusual one there. So yeah, very unusual, isn't it? Very unusual thing to happen. Next we'll be talking about the character of Boise. Boise and Marlene, I'm going to include them as a pair at the moment. I'll be including them as a pair at the moment. Yeah, so we're talking about them as a pair at the moment now. So yeah, so Boise and Marlene, I actually met. So that's how we go. There we go. Probably be able to see it. Maybe able to see. There we go. We've got Boise and Marlene. There's my signed signature saying to Evan happy birthday and all of that thing. So I actually met them on my birthday and it was really great. It was about 2 years ago now, and there is an image of me and John Chalice on the internet, so you can dig that out if you want to and see a picture of me. Probably not much, and I have it on my WhatsApp picture. But yeah, you can just go and check on Google, just go Evan Marnie, and then that'll probably be one of the first pictures that come up. Obviously be me and John Chalice at the Comic Con 2 years ago now, in 2019. So yeah, if you went, if you said hi, you know, it was great, and I met him, and brilliant. Getting to know the bloke who, these two, John Chalice and Sue Holderness, was so nice, unlike someone else I met at Comic Con. Colin Baker. Down. Yeah, so John Chalice and Sue Holderness, they were the nicest people on planet Earth. Unbelievably nice, and I also found out a bit behind the scenes as well about, you know, their dogs, Duke and Earl. Apparently they had 4 Dukes. Probably didn't know that, their dog. They had 4 versions, and 2 Earls from Green Grass. Now this should be the point in the video, now where I discuss a spin-off. There we go. Moving it forward, the Green Grass is a really good spin-off, and you should definitely watch it. Pick up the video, pick up this box set anyway, find it in HMV, CX. Now, we were talking about another missing episode thing. Now, why does this happen to only 4 horses? We'll never find out. But this originally ran from 2005 to 2009. Had 4 series, even though it was around for 5 years. There wasn't any in 2008, but I know. And the weird thing is, I was born when one of these episodes were transmitted, which is so weird. Really weird. in fact, crazy. Yeah, so Jon Servant's who holding this, and I believe his name is Jack Dunstan or something. I think that's his name. May have just butchered that name by accident, but yeah, he is great in it. They're both amazing. I can't believe it. They're just so great. And if you are Only Fools and Horses fans out there, you guys we're brilliant. And if you aren't an Only Fools and Horses fan, watch the show. It's available on Netflix, UK TV Play. It's on repeated on Gold every Saturday and Sunday, and every weekday, I believe. So why not check it out? So it's just brilliant. Jon Servant is the best writer probably in the world. I rate him so highly. He's sandwiched at the top. So you basically have Jon Servant, then you have Russell T Davies from Doctor Who, and then you have Roy Clark. Those are my 3 favourite writers in the whole universe. So just check out all of the stuff that Jon Servant's ever done, because all of them are superb. I haven't seen Citizen Smith though, so possibly. Yeah, so well, probably should talk more about Green Green Grass, but Green Green Grass was a series that followed the adventures of Boycie and Marlene and their son Tyler as they go to various bits and bobs, and why not? They are just brilliant, so great. I'll do a separate video on Green Green Grass, so don't be worried, that will be another Comedy Files bits and bobs, but a Comedy Files spin-off series that will be coming one day if this series goes well, obviously, because I'm more used to reviewing figures and rather than sitcoms, but what can you do? This will be a running theme. I also do this with Murder Mysteries, the Murder Mystery Files, that will be coming soon one day, and also the Sci-Fi Files, which will follow every sci-fi thing I'm ever interested in. Yeah, so Green Green Grass is set in a village, and they own a farm called the Winterdale Farm, and they have basically 4 nutters who work there: Elgin, Brian and Jed, and Mrs. Cakeworthy, and also Ray, the pub guy, and that other pub guy, I always forget his name, but he's in loads of episodes, just check it out, and also Bethany, quite a nice character, Tyler's girlfriend, they're brilliant. Altogether, all of the characters are great in that show. They're just phenomenal. Just brilliant. Down to a T, they're great. By the way, guys, this may take half and half, because you may have to watch this in 2 chunks, because how long the video is and how long it probably will be, depending on what we're doing. Yeah, so I'll actually show you a picture of Green Green Grass kind of family together. I believe there's an image in here somewhere. Oh, and also you got guest appearances from Only Fools and Horses actors such as Sid appears in it, Denzel appears in it. So you're kind of luckied on that one. Here's the full Green Green Grass kind of family. We have in the series. Okay, maybe I've seen that. We've got Boycie, Marlene, Tyler, Elgin, Brian and Jed, and Mrs. Cakeworthy. So you've kind of got all of them there, apart from Beth, even though Beth does play a big part in the show, which is quite good. And also, the real reason why they're there is because they're running away from the Driscoll brothers. The Driscoll brothers, who on many occasions have been wanting to get them. Which is nice, because it kind of leads on from where it was in Series 7, no, not Series 7, Series 6 of Only Fools and Horses, where Boyce was having a little bit of trouble with the Driscoll brothers. So, that kind of works. Oh, hi guys, I'm back. I just had my dinner. You may have heard my mum calling me. Well, I'm back now. Ta-da. Now, where was I? Spoke about signatures. Yes, we were at the Green Grass Point, weren't we? Yes, John Charles and Sue Holderness, brilliant actors and everything. Brilliant. Check out, buy this box set, and I was talking about I Done It My Way, I believe. I Done It My Way was